The courtroom was suffocating in its quiet, the kind that presses on your chest like a weight. I watched my ex-wife, Veronica, sit there with her new husband, smiling that polished, triumphant smile she always wore when she thought she had won. The judge's gavel hit the bench like a drumbeat in my skull. "All assets to your ex-wife and her new husband," he declared. A ripple of shock passed through the room. My lawyer's face tightened, but mine relaxed. I smiled, not because I was free of worry, but because Veronica had no idea what was coming next. She had always underestimated me, thought my quietness was weakness. But I had been preparing for this moment long before the divorce was even finalized. Veronica had always been cunning. The way she had maneuvered through our marriage, her manipulations hidden beneath laughter and sweetness, had almost made me forget, but the betrayal had cut deeper than I expected. I had discovered her long-term affair with a man in her office, the secret dinners, the hidden messages, the way she always smelled faintly of someone else's cologne, all made sense now. And I had used that knowledge carefully, like a chess master waiting for the perfect move. I remember the night I found the first message. My heart had pounded. But instead of confronting her, I waited. I needed proof, incontrovertible proof, to turn the tables. I had quietly gathered every shred of evidence, knowing that her arrogance would be her undoing. She believed she was untouchable, that I was just a bitter ex waiting to sulk in defeat. Her smile faltered when she saw me look directly at her. I could almost hear the whisper of fear behind her composed expression. The judge continued with the paperwork, speaking of assets, investments, and joint properties. The world seemed slow, deliberate, as if time itself were conspiring to let me savor her shock. After the proceedings, the courthouse emptied, leaving only the echo of our footsteps. Veronica attempted small talk, her voice overly sweet. "I hope you're doing well," she said, but there was an edge, an unspoken tension that betrayed her calm facade. I nodded politely, all the while planning my next move. Later that night, I initiated the exposure. A simple email sent to every contact she had ever worked with, revealing the affair and presenting undeniable proof, messages, photos, financial transfers. I watched silently as chaos unfolded. Her carefully constructed life began to unravel in real time. Colleagues whispered. Friends avoided her calls. And her new husband, the unsuspecting partner in this deception, had no idea what was coming. I didn't feel joy in a petty sense. It was a satisfaction of justice, of seeing truth emerge. Veronica had thrived on appearances, on controlling perception. But truth has a way of slipping through cracks, and I had become the crack she couldn't plug. In the weeks that followed, I observed from a distance. Veronica's social media crumbled under the weight of her secrets. Her public image, once impeccable, became a cautionary tale. Meanwhile, I rebuilt quietly, collecting the pieces of my life she had tried to shatter. The assets might have been hers on paper, but the reality was far more satisfying. I had reclaimed my dignity, my freedom, and, most importantly, my peace. Every time I thought of that courtroom, the smile I had worn wasn't one of triumph over wealth, but of quiet vindication. She had underestimated me, underestimated the depth of my patience and the precision of my plan. I had let her think she had won. And when she finally realized she hadn't, the world she had built with deceit began to crumble, and I stood apart, unbroken. Justice isn't always about what the law declares. Sometimes it's about waiting, planning, and allowing truth to surface in the most unexpected ways. Veronica had learned that lesson too late, and I had learned that sometimes the most devastating victories are the ones you don't shout about. They're the ones you smile through quietly.